Good evening and welcome to another edition of the Satchel POV countdown time. I've just said because she's cutting up already. Anyway,
Just trying to get into it. Let's
P-
go. Let's go.
let's go.
Yeah, let's do this thing. Go
Well, go ahead.
ahead.
The floor is all yours,
No,
man. Now go ahead.
no, you do the intro because I got, I'm on the ones and the twos. Come on.
Stop saying that. You're not on the ones and the twos. Anyway, welcome POV Nation. Welcome back to another episode of the Satchel POV. I'm your host, host Sheila,
Hello, everyone.
and always a special guest. We have Ronnie, and we
Hey
have
guys.
Lori, my niece, in the picture.
Hey.
Huh? You gonna say hello?
Hey.
There we go. There we go. So this is episode 19. Thank y'all for rocking with us for 19 episodes. Still going strong.
Still going.
And Sheila's gonna tell you what you want to do if you're a first time
Hey,
listener.
hey, everybody. So good to have y'all with us this evening. We are excited.
We are.
We are excited. I'm
Come
looking
on.
forward to having a good conversation. Okay? So, what we want y'all to do,
Mm.
we want y'all to like. We want you to share. We want you to invite somebody to come on in and join the conversation. All right. And when you come in, make sure you speak, say hello. We want to know where y'all are watching from. We want to hear how your day has been, all of that good stuff. So like and share.
Like and share.
Okay. If you're on Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
like that. For YouTube, what Corey said. Hit the subscribe button. All right, let's
She
get
said-
into it.
She said subscribe. That's what Corey said.
Let's get into it.
Yeah, that's what. Come on. She
There
said,
you
"Come
go.
on in.
There you go.
Come on into the POV Nation." That's what I'm talking about, Corey. Tell them we coming on in. So before we get started, we have our topic, which is lessons life has taught us. Before we get into that, apparently, been rubbed a couple of people the wrong way
Let's go.
with last week's conversation. And so one of our clips got a lot of action, which we appreciate. So we wanted to address some of the comments from one of our shorts that we did. And if you want to know what we're talking about, it's on our YouTube page. Okay?
It's also on Instagram as well. The Satchel POV is on Instagram. Y'all go on over to the Satchel POV on Instagram. Make sure you follow us, and you'll be able to get all of the clips and everything that you're looking for. Go ahead. All right.
You are on one today, dog.
Yes.
See her? I'm telling you, normally she a little into it. But yeah, she's right. But the clip, if you're not aware, it was about who has it harder. That's the name of the clip. You can pull it up. It's on YouTube. Uh, we were saying who has it harder, men or women, when it comes to finding a sex partner. And so it was a little debate. And so in the comments, I just want to go over some of these comments, and we're gonna get live reactions. So here we go. We're gonna look over. Let's go to on TikTok. Let's see what TikTok says. I think I got. And TikTok
All right.
says,
Let's see what they got to say.
"Oh, somebody says I'm dumb." It says he's dumb. I hate to see it. All right, I guess I'm dumb to somebody. Uh, Here we go.
Let's find something good.
That's something good. It was.
Oh, y'all, if you could do us a favor and let us know if you can hear us okay. Can y'all let us know how the sound is? If you're watching on Facebook, let us know how it sounds. If you're watching on YouTube, if you can let us know about our sound. We want to make sure we're nice and clear. You
Says
got it, babe.
one of the comments says, if you ask 1,000 men who are married
Mm-hmm.
if their wives have sex with them 95% of the time, they ask. I would imagine every one of them would say no. If you ask all those same women if their husbands have sex with them 95% of the time, they ask.
Mm-hmm.
They answer. They ask their husband. I would imagine the husbands would say yes unless there's some significant marital issue. What? What's wrong? What's that look for? That's the comment. How do y'all feel about that?
Here's what I'm trying to understand, right? Ronnie, help me out. What I'm hearing is that a man has to ask a woman to have sex, and that a woman does not have to ask a man. And I think that that's just kind of unfair.
That's not what they say.
I said this is what I hear. This is my perspective.
Okay,
I'm just saying, you know, I think it's a consensual consent to be intimate, or a woman and a woman and a man, whatever. There's a consent between the two parties.
Mhm.
That's all I'm saying. There should be consent between the two parties, you know, because it's not okay for a female to just go and attack a man, just like it's not okay for a man to just go and jump on a female and be like, you know, you're gonna give me what I want. Like, no. What you hear, Ronnie? I'm just.
Let me hear that response one more time.
Put it back up. It was, I got rid of it. Pretty much, I'll sum it up. He was just saying, if you ask 100, or what was it, 100,000?
You said 1,000.
Yeah, 1,000 married women.
Mm-hmm.
If you say, yes, sorry, 1,000. If they did they ask their wife, can they have sex?
Okay.
95% of the time, the wife would say no. And if you flip it the other way around, if the woman asks her husband, 95% of the time, it would be yes. That's what he's saying. Go ahead. What's wrong?
Okay. I don't disagree. I'll put it that way. Okay. But I guess my issue is that's not what we were discussing when we were talking about the opposite sex finding sexual partners. If that makes sense. I think that's two different. You can't compare those two situations. We're talking about single people being single, who has it harder as far as finding sexual partners. Marriage, that's something totally different. That's why I said I agree with the statement, but it didn't have anything to do with what we were trying to figure out.
Okay. All right.
So basically from a single perspective.
Right. Like marriage, that's okay.
Marriage is different.
Yeah. Like you can't even compare like how many wives say yes and no. Like that's
I'll take that.
That's their business at that
apples
point.
and oranges, pretty much.
Yeah, that's two different things.
Yeah.
So I got another comment. This one's from Instagram. It says, "Let 100 monster face and crater crusty body ladies come after him." Talk about me, butt naked, and see if he's singing the same song. Men continue to compare what they like to what we don't. I'll take a shot at this one.
Go ahead.
Since it was directed towards me.
Right.
So, my thing is this. Yes. Do I have standards? I do. So, yes, I'm not going to just sleep with anybody. But what I will say, on both sides, men and female, there's a group of men and there's a group of women who don't care. Will sleep with anything.
Anybody can get it.
So I will say that. I totally agree. You do have to have what they're, what they're gonna allow themselves to get into or what they let inside of their body. Totally agree. But do I still feel like it's harder for a man? I do. And it's just because of the whole consent thing. you after a woman. I'm just go ahead. So
I'm just saying, here's why I said it's a kind of an equal opportunity, right? And I'm gonna leave it at this. Because of all of the different, there's a bigger pool now. You know, the preferences are bigger now. They're on a larger scale. You know, you just don't, it's not just a male female type thing. You've got, you know, men who prefer men, you've got women who prefer women, and so both. And if you're a person that prefers both sexes, then you got a really big pool to pick from. That's all I'm saying. It's a you know what I mean? Like it's a lot to choose from nowadays.
yes, but I'll say this. Here's another comment. Somebody to further go with the last comment. Somebody else said a woman knows when she's going to have sex next, and that can be whenever she wants. That's not the case when it comes to a man. I have to agree with that because a woman knows the next time she's going to have sex, and that's whenever she's wanting to have. A man can want sex all he wants to, but he has to let someone let him in. When a woman, whenever you're ready to have sex, you just have to open yourself up to whoever you want to let in.
Yeah, but somebody gotta want to get in it. Hey, I'm just saying. Yes, a woman can open herself up to receive,
Ronnie over there,
but
brewing.
somebody gotta want to go into the pool.
Go ahead, Ronnie. I'm looking at
And then it's like, you know, the pool open, but you got pond don't want your pole. I mean, I'm just saying. All right.
You already know how I feel about this topic.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna keep saying it. Things have changed. I get it. Some guys may feel like it is harder. I get it. But y'all, like, honestly, I don't think it's hard for either sex now. I just don't. I feel like there's just as much females that will go for anything they want versus a man as well. And a lot of these females and men, like, honestly don't care. Like, I feel like it's like a body count thing. And you can say, oh, you don't know, you're married. Just because I'm married don't mean I don't see what's going on around me. And I don't hear what's going on around me. Mm-hmm. And the women are just as straightforward and forthcoming as the men are.
Yeah.
They are. Women aren't like timid anymore and like just waiting on a guy to ask them. No, they're not.
Okay.
I know what? I'll say this. I think I understand y'all point of view a little bit better. Y'all saying that back in the day, yes, that's what it was like. But now is an even playing field. Is that what y'all saying?
It's so much out there now. It's a little something for everybody now. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, maybe you got to change where you meeting these people. If you constantly getting denied, and that goes for male or female, in the same environment, change your environment. Change like where you hang out. Change what type of people you trying to sleep with.
True. Mm-hmm. True that.
You can't keep going after the same girl or guy or that type and like, oh, don't nobody want to sleep with me.
Try something different.
Exactly. Try something different.
Come out of your go out of your preference.
Yeah. Right.
Hey, Miss Pat.
You know what they always say? They said if you keep doing what you always did, you're always gonna get what you always got. Huh?
Yep.
That's in the building.
And that's insanity.
That is insanity.
To keep doing the same thing but expect something different is insanity.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right, well, we're going to leave these comments alone. We just let y'all know we read these comments. Some. I will say this for the rest of y'all. We appreciate y'all watching.
Thank
And
y'all for coming in.
And we appreciate
Hi.
your comments. But just remember, this is my wife and that is my sister.
Honey.
Let's not be delusional now.
Honey.
You will catch these heads.
We're not.
All right.
Okay. We're not throwing. Hi, everybody. Please do us a favor, like and share. Thank y'all for coming in. We are about to get into our topic for tonight. What's happening?
Good. I'm good.
Okay.
Now,
go ahead and take us in.
You got a lot to say, but you don't want to introduce nothing.
I'm helping.
You helping? Well, you about to start us off with the topic of tonight, excuse me, which is lessons that life taught us, and this actually stems from a conversation with you. So why don't you go ahead and what's wrong? I'm looking at you.
I know, but we're talking to everybody.
We are, but I'm talking to you right now.
I appreciate all that.
But I want you to go ahead and bring up the comment.
So you guys, we were having a conversation. Hey, everybody. Y'all put something in the comments and say hello. Let us know where you're watching from.
So, hey, y'all.
We was having a conversation. What day was it? Sunday? I was meal prepping, y'all. Go check out my TikTok. Okay, I'm done. I was meal prepping and we were talking and I was sharing my journey, my weight loss journey, right? So I was telling Jeff how I had to change. It changed my way of thinking, and it helped me to realize what I actually was doing was unhealthy. And not only was it unhealthy for me, but it was unhealthy for the kids. You know, a lot of times we are raised. You know, our parents did the absolute best that they could do. Kudos to the parents, right? But how many of y'all have heard that saying, clean your plate? A happy plate is a clean plate. Y'all heard of that? You never heard of that?
No,
I
didn't hear that till you said it.
Yeah, so you ever heard of that, Ronnie?
What's that?
A happy plate is a clean plate.
No.
Okay, so
that's the Sheila original.
It's really not. Okay, so a happy plate is a clean plate. In other words, that means that you ate everything on your plate, right? So that's something I used to do with the kids, and it wasn't until I started my weight loss journey that actually it was not giving them the opportunity to say I'm full. So that was one thing, and then the other thing is during that time we were financially challenged. And so I was like, okay, we got food, we want to make it last. So we don't want to waste. So just being in that whole mindset of, want y'all to have, don't want y'all to waste, all of that, just that whole struggle mindset, a little bit of the poverty mindset. Because my thing was, it's like, okay, if it runs out, then what? You know what I mean? And so basically, I feel like I was not giving the kids the opportunity to say I'm full, because like I would put food on their plate and they were like, they were like toddlers, you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't adult size portions, but it was a good size portion because I wanted, you want your kids to be full or whatever. But I was like, didn't, basically telling them a clean plate is a happy plate, or make sure you eat everything, and not really giving them the opportunity to be like, oh, I'm full. Oh, I'm done, And so when I realized that that's what I was doing, I immediately stopped doing that. And I began to let them know, hey, eat until you're full. You can stop when you're ready. If there's something left over and we can save it, no problem. If we can't, we're just going to get rid of it, because we're not going to be, just not going to pass on that struggle mindset of that you got to eat everything that's in front of you because you don't know where the next meal is coming from. And so I did that. I started doing that for myself. I started doing that for the kids. And then even started doing that with Jeff. And then just also introducing them to different types of food and giving them the opportunity to try different types of things. Sometimes we just do what we have learned in the past. So we just make meals from what we know. We grocery shop from what we know. We grocery shop from history. We shop. We cook from history. And it's not all bad. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, How can I sit there and say, "Oh, I want you to be healthy. I want you to be have a well balanced meal," but then I don't put a well balanced meal in front of you. You know what I mean? To me, it was just like I'm saying one thing, but I'm not doing what I'm saying. Or even I'm just like, I want my husband to be healthy, but I'm not putting those options before him. Because my thing was like, I'm the one that's going to the grocery store. I'm the one that's doing the shopping. I'm the one that's doing the cooking. So I'm bringing it in. I'm saying one thing, but I'm doing another. And so, just doing the whole weight loss journey really just shed a lot of light on things for me, and it also showed me that what the body can really do, and that I'm stronger than what I thought I was, and that you can really do without certain things.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
That's all I would say.
Well, I got something.
What you got?
Well, no, because I hear what you're saying. See, my thing's a little different because I was brought up. It was you didn't waste food.
Yeah.
So that's what I was taught. So that's what I kind of brung into my kids is you don't. And it wasn't. I don't feel like it was from a place of lack. That was just what my grandparents and them said. You don't waste food. We ate. You know what I'm saying? Like if you put my thing was it was like this. If you put it on your plate, you ate it.
Yeah, but as a child, you don't really have the proper perception. You just putting food on your plate. You know what I mean?
Well, my thing is, but it taught to me. It taught us how to control our appetite because it's like if I'm saying I'm hungry and I want seconds,
Yeah.
like my grandparents and them, they didn't deny you seconds. You know what I'm
Yeah, for
saying?
sure.
But what they did was, what I'm saying, you can eat as much. Like you met my grandparents.
Yeah.
Well, you met my grandfather, and it was like they're my family is you can eat as much as you want. They don't care.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna waste nothing. You're not gonna pile your plate up and then throw half of it in the trash.
See, that was
That's
Right.
that's wasteful.
that was my thing. See, we didn't have any restrictions. So like when I was growing up, there really wasn't. When I was growing up, there really wasn't any restriction. You know what I'm saying? Like, I come from a single parent family, a single parent home, and being the oldest, the one who's cooking, the one that's in the kitchen, it's kind of like you eat whatever, you eat as much as you want. You know what I mean? So really, um, there was no one really there to police me, and I didn't want that for our kids because I feel like with not having anyone there to police me, and I totally understand, but I just kind of did whatever. I ate whatever. You know what I mean? Hungry, not hungry. And then it's also things that are said to you.
What you
Because I
mean?
know, like for me, I would hear, "Oh, you don't ever have to worry about Creisha." You know what I'm saying? You don't got to worry about her having a boyfriend. She gonna be in the kitchen. You know, because I do now. I will say I do like to eat. I enjoy food
Yes, you
even
do.
to this day,
Yes, you do.
but with control, with discipline.
Yes, you do.
So
I said yes. No,
thank you,
I
honey.
think you do.
So I still enjoy all those good things, but it's just a thing of having self control, having discipline, and not that whole. To me, it was just like a gluttonous thing. Like, oh, I'm just going to overindulge, because I can, or I don't know, the next time I might get the opportunity.
See, ours was different.
It
I
was.
think
It
our
is. It is different. Y'all was totally different.
well, because I say this like my mom's up here. She can tell y'all like my mom would says she'll make a meal and she'd be like, hey, this gotta last to this day or this gotta last for a week. She'll give us a time frame. She'll make a big whatever. She'll make a big old pan of lasagna or she'll make some spaghetti or whatever. And put your hand down, right?
And
All it is.
my hair was getting
Okay, with your hands in the camera though. Anyway,
stay
so
focused.
I'm trying to until you block the camera. Uh-huh. But no, my mom would make a big meal, and she would say, "Hey, this has got to last for this long." And it was three of us, what I'm
Hmm.
saying, me and my brothers, and so it wasn't like, "Hey, here's your portion sizes." It was, "Y'all better be wise."
Hmm.
And as we learned, if we wanted to be greedy, and we ate it all up, like she said, that's what it was for that week. You was finding you some food somewhere else. Uh, so That's what we were. So for me, I felt like it was teaching life lessons. Uh, it taught us to be a little more responsible with what we were doing,
Mhm.
and so I don't know. I felt like it's okay. To it, I feel like it's okay. I feel like a lot of things that we learned growing up can carry over into our adulthood. I'm not saying everything, but I do. Me personally, I feel like that's probably some of the issues that we have today is because so many people got away from everything that we were taught. Now, some of it was a little overkill, but
Mhm.
like uh,
Yeah.
the beatings were a little rough. Uh,
I didn't have that many.
well, we see that because you was able to raid the refrigerator and do all of
No,
that.
well, no, it's not like that. But no, like my mom would grocery shop. Like she would.
Y'all was raised different then.
We were raised differently, but she would do like this massive grocery shop every month, and I mean, from it would be everything from A to Z in there. So yeah, I
Yeah,
did.
I'm about to say I don't remember never not having food. 'Cause, like my grandma, she always cooked. I do remember that. We barely ate out, barely. But I don't remember like no. I know she was a you ask for it, you eat it.
Yeah,
But she also was whatever she put on your plate, you go eat too. And
Mm-hmm.
for me, I came away from that because like if a kid honestly doesn't like something, I don't feel like
That
it
part,
should be
yeah,
forced.
for sure.
now
I just ask that you try it. That's it. If you don't
Right.
like it, you don't like it.
And if you
It's
know
cool.
your child doesn't like something and you keep giving it to them, that's to me that's just harsh.
well,
You know they're not going to eat it.
well, my thing is this because I don't know because like Josiah, we have that issue. Like we got to make him eat his vegetables, right? And like one of the vegetables is broccoli, and so uh, he would just let that baby sit there, and we'd be like, "Nah, you gonna like he won't even. He would just like kind of try to flick it on the floor or whatever. Like, no, like I don't know. My thing was this: my grandma, when it came to vegetables, whether you liked it or not, you were going to eat it, and so you just had to power it down. Like it just was what it was. There was until I got to an age where I could kind of eat the vegetables that I like. I can say, hey, I'll eat vegetables. I prefer this over that. I really don't like this. You get what
And
I'm saying?
see, right. And that's the part like I want like us as adults and us as parents to get to like yes, as children we didn't have a choice. Mind you, it didn't really affect me. Y'all, I ate everything. I still eat everything to this day. So
Yeah.
me is excluded. My sisters hated it because I ate everything. But just like when you said when you got older, you would eat vegetables, but it was the ones that you chose. And I feel like we can break that barrier down between us and the children and give them that same kind of choice. Like, hey, you have to eat vegetables, but if it's certain vegetables I know you will eat, then those are the ones I'm going to give you.
But
Yeah, that's true. Like Josiah loves green beans, but I just try not to green bean everybody else.
Right. And
You
sometimes
know.
I will fix something. It just depends. But
Mhm.
majority of the house will eat a certain vegetable, and instead of me fighting and
Right.
stressing myself out, if y'all want to eat green beans, and but they give me an option. Like as a whole, like I can get the green beans, the spinach, even asparagus, broccoli. So as a whole, they're pretty good. Now, if it's something weird like Brussels sprouts, that's probably literally just me.
see,
But
oh,
I don't like. For us, I'm gonna make y'all laugh. Shantae, right?
oh boy,
Yeah.
She has this thing, and I didn't know until it happened. I was like, "Why you don't put cheese on your sandwiches?" She was like, "I said, don't you like cheese?" She was like, "Yeah, I just don't like square cheese."
Okay. She likes shredded cheese.
Yeah,
I get
everything.
it.
But
But
That's a real thing because Janaya only likes
it's the
extra.
same thing.
No.
no,
Janaya only likes extra thin sliced cheese. She doesn't like the regular sliced cheese. It has to be the
Bougie
extra
kid.
thin sliced cheese. I get well, I was like, okay, you know what you like.
right.
No, we had us. Know what we had? Know what we had? Mama, if you still up here, we had that government cheese. Let
I
me tell you something.
remember the block cheese.
No. Okay. For one,
I
that
remember the
government
block
cheese
cheese.
done broke up many of cheap knives.
Yeah, it will break the knife. And it don't melt either.
it sure enough don't.
It does not melt, y'all.
And I don't know nobody who's got an even slice of cheese from that government block.
It was
Everybody-
always
it was-
uneven
it was
and
always-
broken. It was broken apart and all that.
Well, so
That wasn't happening.
we didn't have those cheese options.
It's
So
different now.
I get
It is.
I mean, for one, the kids are different.
That's because
Kids are very-
we make them
Kids
different.
yeah, we do, but kids are very vocal now.
That's because we allow that too. But
We
I think
do.
that goes back to our topic though, because I think because a lot of things that we went through
Yeah,
in our youth, people didn't want to repeat that
yeah,
with their children.
for sure.
But I think we went too far away from it. I think
Um,
we did a whole 180 because it's like we went from we got beat, our generation got beat. Then these kids got timeout, and now we see the kids, and we be like, "Oh, these kids are out of control." That's because they didn't get a beat.
I mean, timeout is still a thing. Timeout is still.
No, ain't nobody doing.
We used timeout.
What?
We did.
No,
We used timeout when the kids were smaller. I did.
you did.
Timeout.
I wasn't a fan of the timeout.
Timeout was used when the kids were smaller, and it wasn't for like a 2 to 3 minutes or what have you. But you gotta, there has to be a consequence so you can know the difference between right and wrong. That's my opinion.
And that's what that good old belt is for.
Sometimes I think the belt can be misinterpreted. I don't know. Like I didn't get a lot of spankings, y'all.
We see.
What's that mean?
No, I'm just saying in your conversation, like you didn't have, from what I'm hearing, it didn't seem like
I did get
it
some.
didn't seem like there was a lot of guidance. And
I mean, you gotta understand. My mom had me when she was 18, so imagine a 18-year-old with a kid.
that's all I'm saying. And it's no disrespect. I love your mama.
I mean, she did a good job. You know what I'm
She
saying?
did because I got you, huh?
And then she did.
Wait a minute. Whoa.
She did.
That ain't funny.
She did a good job. Is there really a such thing as having someone?
Yes.
You think so?
Yes.
Don't you think in a relationship that would make someone comfortable to think? I don't know. When you in a relationship, y'all let me know. We're gonna sidebar for a minute. So when you're in a relationship and you feel like you have the person, wouldn't you say that can make you kind of comfortable, aka kind of lax? You stop doing certain things because you be like, I got them,
I'm thinking in the way that you're saying it.
I'm just asking a question.
No, but I'm saying I got you, you got me. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying we have each other.
I said sidebar.
That's what I'm saying though. I'm answering your question for your sidebar.
Oh, okay. So
I'm saying we should have each other.
we should have each other.
Yes.
Okay.
So when I say that, you're my responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm your responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're each other's responsibility, then we do the necessary things.
Hold on, wait. What you saying, Ronnie? What'd you say?
With that, I don't know.
Like, I'm just saying, when you're in a relationship with somebody, do you ever get to a place where you you feel like you have them? I got you, no problem. I'm just saying this. I think that yes, there's a place in relationship where you can I think there's a place in relationship where you can feel like you guys are in a good place.
Yeah.
Like I feel like we're
you can get comfortable.
we're in
Yeah.
a good place.
Yeah.
There is a there is a sense of comfort,
hmm
but at the same time, every now and then I feel like I got to remind you what you got, or what I have to offer. Every now and then I got to surprise you. I got to keep it fresh in your memory. That's my thing. What?
I don't get that.
You don't get it?
I don't. Can you
So
say that
it's
again?
like, every now and then, when you be like, oh, you trying to butter me up. No, I'm just reminding you.
Reminding me what?
I'm just reminding you of what you have. Because I don't do
I
it.
know what I got.
I mean, but I know I don't do it all the time. So I'll be like, let me just throw it out there sometimes. Especially when you have like a busy week.
So you're trying to prove a point?
No, it's not a proving thing. It's a reminder. So it's like, for instance, say we have a busy week, which we do have often.
Yes, we
And
do.
sometimes, it's like we cross paths, but we don't really like take the time to pause.
Uh-huh.
So I may take an intentional moment to pause and just focus completely on you. And that's my way of like letting you know that I see you, I hear you, I remember, just reminding you, like, I know that you're there. Sometimes we can be in relationship and you get, you start doing so many things. You start being focusing on businesses or building and stuff like that. You forget about the person.
Mm-hmm.
And, that person can begin to feel that. And I don't ever really want you to feel that way. So I try to be intentional and be like, I'm going to focus on you.
I get that.
I get that. So
What?
here's the issue with that though as well.
There's an issue with that?
Not like an issue. It's not a bad thing. It's when you do stuff like that because now there's an expectation.
Uh-huh.
And I say this like you said, you wanted to highlight me, and so when you're in this process of highlighting me,
Okay.
if I'm not in a mode to receive it,
Yeah.
that's going to leave you disappointed.
I mean, well, that comes with time, I think.
Okay.
So, like, we got time in. I can kind of tell.
We do.
Wait a minute, sir.
No, I'm just saying.
Wait a minute.
We got
So,
15 years in, huh?
We do
There
have
we go.
15, we have 15 years in.
It,
So
it,
I
it
have
feels like double that. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying
I'm not quite sure where this is going.
like relationships are almost like dog years. Like you got to multiply them, baby. It's like,
You know what?
Okay. So I'm just saying.
am I wrong for saying that?
I mean, it did kind of sound a little bit.
Yeah.
Side, like,
How? I didn't say
Hopefully it
nothing
was a
negative.
good 30 years.
I didn't say it was a bad
kind
thing.
of like that person that's been in a relationship. I'm like, yeah, it's been a while. I mean, yeah,
That's your old man.
That was my old man. He didn't
Oh,
we got to do a quick reset because we do have I got my TikTok open. So for those who watching on TikTok, you are now watching the Satchel POV podcast. We go live every other Thursday at 8 p.m. Feel free to join us on YouTube. You can also join us on Facebook at the Satchel POV. Tonight we are talking about life and the lessons that life has taught us. Life lessons that we have learned. It's something like that, y'all. It's been a long day.
So you don't even know the title.
No, I know it. I just don't do that, Satchel. Don't do that.
Jesus.
All right.
That is our last thing.
So now, let's get back into it.
So
what's another? We're gonna let Ronnie take this one. What's a life lesson that you have learned?
Oh my God, it's so many. If we could piggyback a little bit on your last statement.
Go ahead.
Because that just stuck in my mind because y'all know I had my first kid, Debbie Julius, who would be 16 in a couple of weeks.
Right.
At 19. And I can, yes. And I can honestly say, I don't think there was much discipline, at least his first 2-3 years.
I mean, that's got to be a lot as a teenager. You know what I'm saying? You still getting yourself together. You still, I mean, like, I get it. Now
right.
I do, anyway. Now I do.
So, even with my mom, and granted, I love my mom, y'all. But it was her first grandchild. So there was absolutely like, he could do anything. She was fine with. I could not discipline him in front of her. If she found out I disciplined him, and he told, it was.
Oh wow! So he was just running. He was just working in between. He was working
exactly. So then, just before he turned 3, she passed. So you're grieving, and literally the last thing you're thinking about is this 2-year-old who at this point is just running around. I remember when I first started talking to Jamal on the phone, Julius would cuss him out, tell him he couldn't wait to see him so he could beat him up.
Oh, yeah, I remember. He was such a man. He was like a fireball. I was like,
yes. I had the bad little cussing toddler. And
yes, you did.
Now that I'm grown and I look back at that, I'm like, I thought it was funny. Thought it was,
I get it.
I didn't see nothing wrong with it. I'm like, he's defending me.
Yeah.
But then when I did start to see his behavior changing, then at first I remember having this conversation with one of my sisters. Like, we followed what was done to us, so all we knew was you're not doing what you're supposed to do. It was beatings. Sheila, you said you didn't get a lot. I got a lot.
Well, my mom wasn't home. My mom wasn't. Now y'all was. I don't mean to harm you, but y'all was not the best children.
You don't know me as a kid.
I'm just saying. Every story that y'all tell is like, what?
We did a lot.
If
that's
our
all.
kids put a hole in anything,
I'm gonna say, I think if any of y'all would have got caught, y'all probably would have been
our dynamic was different because my thing was, like you said, single parent home.
I mean, 3 boys is all I could say.
Single parent home. My mom was working 2 and 3 jobs, so no, she wasn't able to be there with us all the time because she was trying to make sure that we had a roof over our head.
I get that.
So
that was what my mom was doing.
And I get that. And that's what I'm saying. I respect it. Like, single parents. My thing is this: I don't know how to be a single parent because we together.
Okay.
And that's hard by itself. So being a single parent is
you don't get no breaks.
There's no days off. So I look, my hat's off to everybody who did it as a single parent. Serious. Dead serious.
We tip our hats to the single parents for
dead
real.
Serious. So my thing is she wasn't able to be there for a lot of the times, but we knew why she wasn't there.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But we was 3 young men.
Mm-hmm. Y'all was
and it was different then because like in our I feel so old saying this, but in our childhood you stayed out until the street lights came on. You wasn't in the house. They would lock you out of the house. You know what I'm saying? So it was a full day outside. You learned how to be independent. You learned how to be creative. You learned how to think for yourself. You found your water hose. You know what I'm saying? You found out how to get your wet.
I get it, but y'all were very rough.
We're boys.
Based on the story that I'm hearing, but even our son is not.
That's your son right there.
No, it's not.
That is your son.
Even our son is not that rough. Like, y'all was like, y'all putting holes in the wall.
That's because we were fighting.
You breaking stuff.
But my thing was with no supervision, who's to stop you from fighting? See, the difference is we're actually in the house.
Where's the love?
There was love. We loved each other, and nobody else was going to pick on each other. Like, nobody was going to pick with. Yes, but that's part of.
I don't know.
Siblinghood.
See, that's where you be losing me because it's like 6 years and beyond between me and my siblings, so I can't like.
Oh no, we're not that far apart.
Yeah, like
we're a little closer in age.
My brothers are like 10 years behind me or something like that.
Yeah.
So like I be like, huh? What sibling rivalry? What's that?
Yeah. You was already grown by the time your people was. No, you're saying 6 years. So think
Yeah,
about this.
6 years.
So my thing is, by the time like a 12-year-old and a 6-year-old,
Yeah, so like
y'all not really,
when I'm
y'all not.
16, my sister's 10, and then it just goes down from there.
That's what I'm saying. So by the time you're
Yeah.
18, she's 12.
Yeah, for sure.
Y'all not connecting like that. Cause you ready to get out the house, and
I mean,
she's
I
trying to
was
figure.
already out, so I was already out.
All right.
What?
We were stair steppers, literally.
Yeah. You know what
Yep.
I'm
So,
talking about?
chilling with this TikTok. All right.
It's not wrong with having a TikTok up.
So,
All right, let's go.
Yes.
You know
So
what I
yeah.
was thinking about today? Go ahead, Ronnie. You got it.
But yeah, so yeah, I just had wanted to piggyback on that when it comes to being young and
Yeah, for sure.
having a kid.
so I got a question.
Go ahead.
Because I know when we were growing up, it was the saying, "What happens in this house stays in this house."
Mm-hmm.
Have that saying. Like I was trying to figure out.
Well,
where-
we obviously learned that today because your mama wasn't there because she was working, and
Yeah.
then there's a 6-year difference between you and your.
Yeah, but
the
I
next
didn't know
child.
that because I was wondering why you would always display that type of that attribute, and I was just like, where is this coming from?
Well, you kept your business in the house. That's what I was told.
it
Am I
just
am I
limits-
wrong?
it
Somebody
limits-
say something.
Has anybody heard of what happens in this house stays in this house? Anybody?
But I'm saying,
Y'all put it in the comments.
is there anything wrong with that?
Is there anything wrong with what happens in this house stays in this house? Y'all put it in the comments. Let us know.
My thing is because I feel like this.
Yeah.
You kept your personal business within the family,
Okay.
but here's my caveat. Here's where I switch it up at.
Okay.
Whereas during that time there was a lot of family molestations, and there was people.
So they hide it.
But that's what I'm saying. No, and that part
Oh,
that
we
has
got
to
a
be
comment.
said.
We got a yes.
I feel like those things have to be addressed. You don't keep that in the house.
Yeah.
But other than that, like if you're being harmed, if you're being abused,
Hello. Hi.
if you're being is there harm, you're being abused,
Yeah.
like really abused, not somebody just beat you, but if you're being abused or in any kind of way,
Yeah.
I feel like yes, you have to reach out to somebody. Other
For
than
sure.
that, like personal, like what we dealing with and all the stuff. I'm not a fan of your business being.
But how do you get help when neither? And I'm just asking if you Oh, okay. Hello. So we are talking about lessons that we have learned so far in life.
Mhm.
And hey, T.
Finish the comment there.
So we're talking about lessons that life has taught us. And right now we're talking about that saying, what happens in this house stays in this house. Have you ever heard that before? Have you, is that something that your family told you? Y'all let us know.
You said
Is
no.
that something that y'all have heard? Not really. Okay.
What you mean that? Not second.
I got.
I think she was saying. I think she was agreeing with whoever says sexual abuse should be talked about.
Yeah, I think if you're like, oh, somebody said they heard that a lot of times. I mean, do y'all agree with that?
I do. I'm a little private.
So you feel like what happens in the house should stay in the house?
Like whatever we're dealing with.
Yeah.
Everybody don't even know my business. Nobody even knew our business for real.
What's the?
Because that's how you people out of your relationships and stuff. People can't comment on stuff that they don't know about. People can't start to interject and do all that. Like I feel like to me, it keeps the outside forces from meddling in your relationship and your family.
Okay.
And so I think that's the biggest issues a lot of relationships have, especially married couples have, is you got somebody
you
outside.
got a comment on TikTok.
You gotta. Okay, can I finish my statement?
I'm sorry, let you know.
Okay, we can address it in 1 second.
I got you.
Never mind, I lost my train of thought. I did.
Oh, your mom said it depends on what it is.
I
I'm
need
over
more. I
here.
need more information
I'm
on
gonna
that.
go
Go
on.
ahead. Go ahead and go to
So
the top.
somebody over here said nobody's business, but if there is abuse, you need to say something.
I totally agree.
Yeah, I'm with that. We agree with that, Skeeter. If there is like abuse in the home, then you definitely need to say something. So for sure.
And it's what you call an abuse because you know what I'm saying.
I mean, there's different types of abuse, like verbal, physical,
Go ahead.
sexual.
Yeah.
I think those would be that would be a time where you would kind of go outside of the home to get help.
See, I guess here's the thing. I can see the negative from it because like if you need help and like when you don't, I think people don't reach out to one another. And there
Uh-huh.
are resources that are outside of your family
Yeah.
that you can get assistance with, whether it's financially, whatever. You do have to tell somebody. I think it's a fine line
Hmm.
to me, but for the most part, I'm more private when it comes to our business.
So let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
What if somebody? Okay, so based on that theory, what if neither of you have the solution? So say within the house there's some things going on. Hold on. She
Mhm.
said don't put your home business in the street.
That's what I'm talking about. See,
But and there's more. Okay, no. So here's what I'm saying. What if there's a problem in the home that nobody has the answer to? And then you've got one person who wants to reach out, but then they feel restricted, like they can't reach out, and they're trying to get help so that things can be better in the house.
see, I think it goes back to like my mom said. It depends on what it is, and so
I don't mean
well,
something like I can't stand him, blah blah
no,
blah.
no, no.
Yeah, I don't mean
I mean,
that.
I do mean it is what it is. It depends on what it is. Like, because we had this situation in our marriage with the whole you wanted to do the marriage counseling. I
For
wasn't a fan
sure.
of it, and for years, like she was like, "Well, we need marriage counseling." I was like, "Man,"
Counseling is
and
great.
I was against it for a couple of years,
Yeah.
and then actually kind of being a little spiteful. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, all right, whatever. And I went into it not looking for it to be successful. Uh, but I do feel like something like that, yes. If you're at a standstill in your relationship, like we didn't have neither one of us had a solution. We both were miserable at that time. And so yes, we did need help if we wanted to continue our relationship, which we got. When it comes to other stuff, I think it depends. I don't know. I have to. I have to. See, I think it's a scenario thing. What you got, Ronnie? I see you over there pondering.
Because I'm a who person.
Okay.
Especially when you're talking about like situations where, like you said, um, like y'all are at a standstill, y'all are stuck. Like I have my people who I'm going to talk to.
Okay.
Um, because sometimes you need that outside opinion.
Hmm.
But like I said, it has to be somebody that you trust, that you confide in. That's not somebody that you want to need to be for your relationship or your marriage, definitely. Because if you got somebody who's not even rooting for it, it's no point, and
Yeah,
that's the person who you're confiding in.
I agree.
Um, and when we talking about like it depends on what it is, that just jumps me back to a who type of person too, because a lot of people will say, "Oh, I'm here for you if you ever need to talk," and that sounds great, but I feel like it's just certain situations. Even people be like, "Oh, I wish y'all would have told me," and I'm in a well, it really wasn't none of your business. No matter how much you wished it would have been said to you, and I feel like a lot of people are nosy.
Sometimes it. Now, what I say, I am a big advocate of like wise counsel, right?
Right.
So I'm like, if you're going outside of the home for wise counsel and like you're going for solution, I don't mean you're going to gossip. I don't mean you're
Right.
going to just, vent, which vent moments do need to happen sometimes. But if you're going for wise counsel, I'll say, like, for instance, if you want to go to counseling, that's a great thing. To me, sometimes I feel like people avoid counseling because they don't want to be exposed. But sometimes you gotta expose what I like to call the ugly things so that you can get a solution, so that you can get, the healing and so that you can start moving forward. Because I know at one point, I think Jeff could kind of help with this. At one point, I was just like tired of standing still. You know what I mean?
No, that's not.
Tired of like our relationship wasn't going anywhere. It was the relationship wasn't going anywhere. It was just like at a standstill. We
Yeah,
weren't going backwards. We weren't going
yeah, we
forward.
were
We were
stagnant.
just,
Yeah,
it was just blah. I didn't like it. And I was like, we need some help because we don't know how to go forward.
yeah, but I think at one point I felt like you were there and I wasn't there.
Okay.
Like you felt like it was still, and I thought we were cool. Like, and
That happens
I remember
too.
you
That
asked, you
happens
was just
too.
like, how do you feel about the rest? I was like, I feel like we were straight. I felt like it was, we weren't striving, but we weren't struggling. I felt like we was like,
That's typical.
it was okay. I felt like we were okay. And so when you came to me and you was just like, well, I'm not happy and this and that,
Yeah.
that jank was like, what? So it was a little shock to me. So
Yeah.
I think you kind of gotta gauge it because everybody's not in the same place.
Yeah. Mhm.
So
Okay. I get what you're saying. I just, I think, I don't know. I've never been told that whole, keeping everything in the house, keep your business in the house and all this, that, and the third. That was new to me.
well, because here's the thing: because when people's business got out in the streets,
Yeah.
then everybody's talking about it, and now
Right.
everybody has an opinion on it, and
Yeah.
now they coming back to you. So it's like this, and
Well, that's why you don't go to everybody.
but you
Hmm.
can only go to. It's sometimes like I'm with Ronnie. It depends on who you go to, as well, because you can go to one person. Let's say like we're having somebody having whatever problems, infidelity problems, whatever. And so you go confide into so and so then told somebody else, and then you having a regular conversation, and they be like, you know what I'm saying? That's why your husband out there cheating on you. You be like, wait a minute, like you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you don't want your business being thrown back at you,
I get that.
and you're still trying to resolve stuff,
Right.
and you got people in the streets already looking and
But that will also let you know what kind of circle you got.
true,
I'll say that.
true.
My circle tight. Okay. That's
Everybody's circle's tight until it's not.
my circle is tight.
Obviously, I
Everybody
don't have to
knows.
worry about mines.
I'm just
Everybody knows the rules.
I'm just
Okay.
saying. They, I want.
Just like you got dude rules, you got ladies
I'm
rules
just
too.
saying.
Yes.
I'm saying what they say. They say loose lips sink ships. So
And closed mouths don't get fed, huh? I'm just saying. What?
you are something else tonight. I'm sorry.
Oh, oh man, what's another life lesson? You got another one?
Go ahead. You got it. You said you were ready
Oh
to go.
man. I think one thing that I'm learning here in the great 40s is just be you. Whether people like it or not. Be yourself. Be who you are. And when I say be who you are, take time to discover what you like and what you don't like. Set your boundaries and hold your ground.
You know what?
Um.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. You want to go ahead and interject?
I do want to
Okay,
indicate.
go
Is
ahead.
that okay?
Yeah, go.
I'm sorry to cut you off. No, because you said that, and I feel like we didn't get that growing up.
We did not. I don't recall it. I do not recall it.
So I feel like when we were growing up, it was so you were living life like you was a kid until you wasn't a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like you were working, you was helping out the family, and then it's 18, you get kicked out of the house, so now you thrust into the world.
Yeah.
So you don't get a chance to try to figure out, hey, what do I like, who I want to be, what's my career. It's more of you're more in survival mode because you know what I'm
Right.
saying, you just I'm thrown out here. I don't know what I'm doing. I have no backup plan. I have no, you know what I'm saying, no backing. So how do I make it? And then once you finally make it somewhere in your mid 20s to early 30s, you know what I'm saying? Now it's like, okay, I done made it. I'm in a stable, somewhat stable place. Now you're in your 30s trying to act like you're 20, trying to find yourself, trying to party.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're behind. Like, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people are behind because they haven't
Yeah.
got that time. They weren't given that privilege to kind of find
You don't get
themselves.
a chance to explore. You're instantly thrusted into, responsibility, or
Yes.
you're instantly thrusted into this is what you got to do, this is what you're going to do. You don't really get that chance to explore. I think that's why you find a lot of 90s babies still kind of finding themselves. Like a lot of us who were born in the 80s, grew up in the 90s, you still kind of like finding yourself because, a lot of us come from single parent homes.
Yes.
So you got, you helping out. You go into that instant maturity, that instant responsibility. You don't really get a chance to like be a kid or be a young adult or, make some mistakes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I would say. Like even like now, I think we try to give the kids that give them the opportunity to just
It's tough. I'm kind of, Mom, you good.
I think all of the single family parents did the absolute best that they could.
Heck yeah.
Like
I totally agree.
I totally get it.
No, I'm saying, Mom, there's nothing to apologize about. Like, look, let me tell you something. We got the best stories ever.
I'm me.
Jew and Ronnie and them tell us they be like, I'm about to write some we about to write some movies off these stories because
Like in the feed, y'all watching the TV when y'all not supposed to.
why are you snitching? That's
How is
snitching.
that?
That's snitching.
You are a whole 40.
You act like she won't try to pop me now. Like,
No.
go ahead. Yes,
That was a good one. You got touched the back of the TV.
she was touch-
caught on to y'all.
she was smart.
caught y'all.
She made us smarter crooks. I'll tell you. Cause we just knew because she. Okay, my mama said, oh, y'all not supposed to watch TV until I get home, right? So she would actually take the power cord out of the TV
Yeah.
and put it in her closet in the left corner on the top shelf. Corey told me where it was, Mama. I ain't saying I knew what it was. I'm just saying Corey.
What in the world? She
Look at all this snitching.
Mentioned.
Straight.
So what we did was, we would go ahead. We was like, man, she ain't gonna be home for a certain amount of time anyway. So, we plug it up, watch the TV. When we knew she was about to get back home, we unplug it, roll it back up the way, because Corey knew how to roll it back up the way that she rolled it up.
Wow.
And so she rolled it up, and we put it back in the. But she came home one time. She was like, "Y'all been watching TV?" No, Mom. And she went straight to the back of the TV and felt
the back of it.
I was like, "Dang, she's a freaking genius."
You're caught. You're so caught.
So we had to cut it off a little earlier. That's all.
Yeah.
You gotta let the baby cool down. I remember we would cut it off, put a fan behind it to try to cool off the back of the TV. It's the whole thing.
My classic story is my grandma. The way she would not let you use the phone because she was like, you running up her phone bill? That thing used to just send me. I'm like, Grandma, I'm just making a local phone call. You sending up my phone? Like, I would, thank goodness, she had an extended cord. So I would go sit in the hallway closet.
You had to have that extended cord back.
You did. I
Yes.
would go sit in the hallway closet because she had the extended cord. And in her closet was a chair. I don't know why the chair was. I just
The
closet was big enough where you could put a chair in there. So I had the chair in there with the phone. And usually, most older people, like my grandma was old since I know her, so she would fall asleep. watching her westerns and too, all that jazz. But then after a
Ban-
while, she got
Bonanza,
right.
Rifleman.
But then after a while, she got up and she came trotting around that corner. I could hear the slipper. And she was like, Krisha, you on the? I was like, y'all, I gotta go. I'll call y'all back. Because she gonna go back and sit down. And she gonna fall asleep again. I'm gonna call weirdo.
Sneaking on the phone.
Y'all know how it was when you had all the three ways popping, okay?
Look,
Everybody had a three-way
We
popping.
started group chat.
Okay, we did. He was like, okay, who got three-way? Well, you call.
Y'all, we had group chats on paper. Y'all remember that?
Yes.
Oh my
Man,
Oh, God.
you pass notes in between classes. Yo.
Yep.
Remember
And you
that?
had a person name, and they'll say what they gotta say.
Right. I mean, you was even folding that thing.
Right.
They had
Right.
So incriminating.
Like that's not your section. That's what's called section. Right?
right.
Like how you gonna have? You try to have a private message with
Right.
the paper. Like what? No, I remember. Oh man, got the three-way stuff. I remember we had the shout out to my cousin Nino.
Y'all was doing some stuff.
We had the clear phone. Huh?
Oh yeah, I had the light up phone.
The light up phone, right?
You turn the sound off.
You turn the sound off, but you had. Let me tell you something. This is what these kids don't know now. We would stare at the phone because we knew the phone was gonna ring, but we would stare at it so that it will light up right before the other phone rings.
Right.
So you gotta pick it up as soon as it lights up.
Yeah.
So the other phone don't ring.
Y'all had another. Oh, yeah. See, I used to turn. You gotta turn the ringer off on both phones.
No, we can't turn the ringer off on the other phone.
I did.
Because so the phone was in the kitchen.
Yeah, our phone was in the kitchen too.
You know how it was at 867 Mom. It was in the kitchen, but the kitchen we were upstairs. So cousin Nino, you know what I'm saying? I'm put your nickname out there. I ain't gonna tell nobody about you. But he got us the clear phone, and he ran. I don't even know how he ran that cord. He ran the cord.
Thank you.
Ran the cord, and we had it, and we would be upstairs, and we would just be on the floor just looking at the phone.
Man,
waiting for that jank to light up.
Listen, we had, hey guys, hey TikTok people, TikTok fam, it's the Satchel POV. Y'all can find us on Facebook. You can also find us on YouTube. And when you find the page, make sure you like and subscribe. I'm doing all right. How are you? What's this? DQ the Beast one? Something like that. All right. Thank you for liking. Thank you for your flowers and hearts and all of that. Okay. I'm saying, y'all, I got everything open, so don't mind me. I'm going.
You just throwing
I'm going between the screens. How I'm throwing?
You're throwing us off. But yeah.
Ooh, she can't get him to roll up any cord. What?
That's why, because we done ran some cords and look, it's been a lot.
I'm gonna tell y'all what got me one day. One day the police came to the door.
They did?
Yes, the police. My mom was at work. My brothers decided to prank call the Pizza Hut.
What did they say?
They kept ordering stuff. Hanging. I don't know if y'all ever did like the prank phone calls, but you know, you used to prank phone calls. You supposed to grab a number from out the phone book. I don't know if y'all remember phone books.
I remember the phone book.
Out the phone book. You're not supposed to call no business. But they was calling the business, ordering stuff. They done traced the phone. Next thing I know, the police is at the door. I'm like, what are y'all doing?
Now, I will say this. When it comes to the Pizza Hut and the pizza places.
Oh, God.
I know some people.
Oh, Lord.
That will remain nameless. Thank you. What they would do was they would call the pizza place. I'm talking about. This is why I'm sorry. We sorry. Our generation is sorry because this is why there's a limit on how many pizzas.
So true. Now they don't want to deliver certain places.
They would order a whole bunch of pizzas.
Oh man.
Across the street, huh? Across the street. So when the pizza man would come, you know, the pizza man would go knock on the door with some of the pizzas. And then I'm just saying some people would come and snatch the rest
See,
of the
that's
pieces
why
out the car.
people can't get.
I'm just saying.
That's why people can't get their food delivered to this day because they ain't coming. Now you got to hope for a DoorDash or Uber Eats.
Yeah, some people that's how some people
And
ate.
even like I don't mean no harm.
Some people had to eat like that when they didn't have no pennies to rub together. Huh?
What's another life lesson though, y'all? And y'all out there in the comments, put it in the comments. What's the lesson that life has taught you?
It's a lot. Like,
what's the lesson that life has taught y'all guys? What's the lesson? We want to know. Go ahead, Ronnie.
I think one for me is just being yourself.
Yeah.
And sometimes that can be hard, especially in this world that we're living in now. Even me at 35, I just be like,
35.
Come on, 35.
Yes, y'all. We are here. But yeah, like y'all, this world is like, it's cruel. I really feel bad for the kids that we're raising in it, to be honest. It's just, I see so much stuff. Like today, matter of fact, good example. Went to the McDonald's. I won't say which one.
Yeah.
And I'll just spare y'all the embarrassment. But I went to the McDonald's, got to the drive-thru. A clear as day person said, drive-thru isn't working. I said, okay. They heard me, responded, and said, can you come in? Okay. So I get inside. And the staff was just rude, and it was older people there. I think that's kind of what caught my attention because I heard two older women talking. They had to be like in their 60s, and they were just like, "We just really need some help on the kiosk because everything now is kiosk, self checkout. Y'all like the baby boomers? They're not doing good with that. I don't think nobody cares.
Not at all.
So
older people was
that's tough. Yeah. So instead of the people that were there, and y'all, I didn't understand why the drive-thru wasn't working, and two, I don't know why nobody was helping with the kiosks because this McDonald's was fully staffed. I mean, it was a crowd of teenage boys. Had about 7, 8 of them in the kitchen. You could see them because you could hear them, and then you had about 2 people standing in each drive-thru window, and then you had 2 people up front. So I was just a little confused as to why nothing was going on. So long story short, I heard the 2 older women talking about they needed help on the kiosk. A guy was getting frustrated. He was an older guy as well, trying to work it. So I end up asking one of the other older women if I could help her order her meal on the kiosk.
Yeah.
And she was taken aback. She was like, thank you so much. Like, it doesn't even make any sense. Like, nobody is trying to help us. And I said, ma'am, I mean, it didn't matter who it was. If I'm standing there, I'm hearing a complaint or I'm hearing somebody struggling. Like one day we're going to be that age, and to think that it might be something difficult for us by the time we get to that age that we don't understand, and I don't know, y'all, like that generation that is going to replace us at this age.
I just encourage people to like stay up on technology the best you can. I know, like, I think Jeff and we're always like looking at stuff and seeing what's new. You got to keep. I think that's what you got to do. You just got to keep up.
Well, okay, yeah. So I will say this: I'm that person. I'm that grandpa to be like, no, I'm not changing with the times because there's a lot of stuff that's out right now. I'm like, I'm not even bothering with it. And I know I need to, but I'm like, I'm not messing with it. So I do feel like I'm gonna be that person like, God dang it, this new stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it'll be like, babe, you gotta do such and such.
And I'm gonna be calling the kids like, when do y'all do this? Like, I'm not doing this. I'm not
laugh at you.
I don't care. Like that's the part about being I don't care. Like I'm gonna be like, just get it done. So like adapt into the times. That's always going to be an adjustment for a lot of people. I do want to say AOL
Instant Messenger. I forgot about that.
No, let me tell you something. AOL was the worst.
It was pretty good.
No, because this is what happens. As soon as you get there, they be like, like that game was
dial-up.
What else did you have other than dial-up? How else did you get online?
Because I didn't have internet. We didn't have
internet, but
have,
the people who did,
you guys.
couldn't sneak up there.
So,
I tell you that.
Straight up, I did not learn about YouTube until I moved to where my husband lives. I did not, honestly. I did not know about YouTube.
Really?
I did not know, babe. When you pulled up YouTube on the PlayStation,
YouTube.
I was like, what are you doing? And like, because, okay, for one, I didn't grow up with like gaming systems. Like
YouTube is not a gaming system.
No, but like that, we didn't have like computers and like I don't recall. We had a computer, but it was like the old school floppy disk or something. And then after that, we didn't have a computer. We just had TV with cable.
See, but
and like we had computers at school, but for real, like when I just remember us being in the apartment and you turn on the PlayStation and you pulled up YouTube and I'm just like, how are you doing that? Like, what is this? Like, I did not know what YouTube was.
Well, I think I was. I'm not gonna say I was late to YouTube. I wasn't one. I
wasn't
one of the first ones on.
Yeah, I think I was late to YouTube. I don't remember. Actually, I don't think I got on the YouTube until like the kids got older, and I think that was how I got introduced to it. To be honest.
What we got?
We have somebody that says one of my lessons. There's nothing wrong with going against the grain. Be a leader, not a follower. I can understand that.
Yeah, I think that's something that we try to teach our kids is
absolutely.
Everybody's not gonna like you.
They're not.
Mm-hmm. I think that was. Lord knows, she's a weirdo. I mean that in the best way possible.
You should have saw her. I turned some music on and she was just like, I was like, Soraya, what are you doing? She's like, I don't know. Just like she's just going through that finding herself.
She dances like what's that little wavy thing that we had the car lot?
She do. Ooh. Yeah.
That's how she dances.
Her cousin. Yeah. I be trying to ask her where they get it from, but both the grandparents, that one of them is up here, keep blaming the other.
I don't know. We got rhythm. We have rhythm. We do.
Oh, you talking about we?
I was talking about me and my mama.
Oh, you trying to say we don't got rhythm?
I didn't say any of that. I just said I don't know.
It's only two of us.
I don't know. I'm just saying that
you laughing way too hard, Ronnie. Like, I'm just saying that. So true. What you mean? So
well, what's true?
It's
Pop's fault. That's what you're saying. She claimed y'all daddy can't dance.
Yeah, all I can say. That's all. I don't know. I never seen Pops dance.
I have never seen him dance ever in my life.
And I never seen your mom.
You see your mom dance?
She used to. She's a bopper. You know what I'm saying? She's a shoulder person. You know.
Me and my mom.
No, because she get her Patti LaBelle. She a Patti person. She was.
Oh, she's saying the kids get it from y'all daddy. That's what she's saying.
Oh, okay.
No, because so she was a Patti person.
Oh, you say your dad can't dance.
I don't know. I never.
I don't know. Like I said,
right.
I ain't gonna lie. My dad do seem like a stand on the wall guy. I'm not saying from observations.
I don't know.
Now, because I've seen him do his little, I don't know. He get a little.
We gotta get them to a setting. I don't know what. I don't know. We gotta see who got moves.
I know. No, he don't. I don't think he got moves. I
know what we're gonna.
He's more like Bruce Leroy. You know, saying when he get the dance, like I seen him be like, we
gonna find out.
I'm like, this ain't karate, bro.
We gonna find out at the wedding next year. We gonna find out.
Oh,
your mama said she didn't fight before she had. Y'all done jacked it up.
Yeah, before
y'all done slowed her down. You ought to be ashamed.
She broke her knees. She broke her knees. That's what happened. Don't do that. What? She did break her knees. She broke her knees.
I don't know. Anywho.
Oh man.
Any other lessons? Oh wait. DSL came out to replace.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't even.
I know, man. That was a lot. Cause I
It's
remember,
been so much.
man. I remember MySpace.
Oh my God, I remember Jeff had this ridiculously big phone that he absolutely
What?
loved. This big old phone that you had. Yo, remember that thing that had like a keyboard to it and all that?
Oh,
And he
hold on. Whoa,
loved
whoa,
that thing. And I
whoa,
was
whoa,
like, yo, this thing is huge.
whoa. Okay, for one,
What? It was 2008.
I know what
He
you're
had
talking
this big, what?
So I had my sidekick too. Okay, for one, the
Y'all heard
sidekick
of a
too.
sidekick too? I
Yes,
have never.
I remember those.
right. That was the sweetest thing.
He loved.
What?
He loved that thing. I was like, okay, what? I don't.
Yeah,
I didn't get it.
she
I
hated,
didn't get it. I was like,
she hated that phone.
it wasn't a phone. That was a mini laptop.
That's what. But you had to look at what I was on. I was in business mode. I went from the sidekick two to the BlackBerry, which is the
I
same.
didn't like that either.
I know. See, because I'm before your time. You know what I'm saying?
You before my time?
Yeah, I'm ahead of my time.
I'm about to say 'cause you more like after my time.
And you are. That's right. You are a little older.
Don't do that.
I said a little.
I get better with time. Huh?
Okay, if you say
Are you
so.
saying I don't?
I'm saying if you say so.
You don't think that I get better with time?
I didn't give my opinion.
I'm
Said
asking you right now.
I
That's what
said
I was
I'm
about to say,
asking
T.
you before the
everybody
people.
is not your friend. You're right.
Yes.
That's a good one. Everybody is not your friend.
No.
Tell the
You know
kids
what?
that every day.
It's okay if you don't have a lot of friends too.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna tell you something my uncle told us, and Jamal will tell you this one. See this? That's
What's that mean?
that's the maximum of real friends you're gonna have, and really it's more like this.
I think everything just happens like it's like in phases or in shifts and seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Because over time, I have switched friends, but nothing was wrong. It's just distance and space. Life happens, Even if I were to see them to this very day, like we didn't end on bad terms or anything like that. It's like they're still friends, but they're just, we're just not as close. I would say
Mm-hmm.
your circle
As
changes.
you grow, this is what I learned. Here's my life lesson. It's okay to grow apart.
Yes.
So my thing is that's something that I had an issue with
Me
was
too.
trying to hold on
Yeah,
to older relationships
right,
just because we had that long time, like
right,
15, 20-year friendships
right.
you're holding on to, and not saying that you're getting away from it, but you're just like you're trying to make it work, but it's already strained because
Hmm.
you're not really running in the same circles. Your life has changed, their life has changed, and it's just
Like
let it go.
it's
Like
okay.
it's okay to
It is really okay.
be like, hey, we cool. We just not running in the same circles.
Everybody has a season in your life.
I
Yes,
totally agree.
Yes. And
absolutely.
that just
So
does not pertain to friends.
yes, that thing.
Because I feel
And
like growing up, even though it wasn't, they wasn't practicing what they were preaching. Like you heard family, 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 but and then you always heard, be there for family and this, that, and
Right.
the third. But as you're getting older and you're looking at the dynamics into comparing to what you considered family, sometimes we have to go against that grain of what has been constantly told to us about,
Right.
family is to stick together and this, that, and the third. And
Sure.
I feel like a lot of people don't break away from their family or let their family go because that's what they have been instilled. And that's not doing nothing but creating a toxic environment because you feel like,
You know what? That is a good point.
you feel like you
100%.
have to be around this
Yeah.
person just because they're family. And that's not true.
I missed those
Oh,
comments.
I'm sorry. We missed some comments, you guys. So, on Facebook, I don't know why we are not getting the Facebook comments. We sorry, y'all.
They're a little
We are
delayed.
so sorry. No, I'm not seeing them at all. But we had somebody that has said, yes, I've heard it. Yes and no to it being okay. And I think that was referring to what happens in this house stays in
Yes.
this house. So I think that's what that was about.
Okay.
And, we want to say thank you, Alicia, for your comments, and thank you, Tierra, for letting us know about the sound. I don't know
You hear what I'm saying?
why
See, everybody wanted the sidekick. I'm just saying.
everybody wanted the sidekick. I mean,
I
I don't know.
didn't
Maybe
want
it's just,
one. Like I
I
knew
don't
about
know.
him.
Yeah.
The sidekick. The sidekick was where it was. Like I don't know. I will say my phone selection. I was being a little. I was on my. I don't know. I don't know what to call it. What kind of era? I just wanted to get some stuff. You know when I didn't. I wasn't a material person
Yeah.
for real. But then I had a material stage where I was just like, yo, I just want to get stuff just to get it, just because I can. And so like the next cell phone,
Yeah.
I was chirping. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What is
Why
that?
do that?
What? Well, you need a friend.
I
to do
didn't
that.
either.
So
Oh.
with the chirp, I had the sidekick 1 and 2.
Okay.
Had the BlackBerry. I miss my BlackBerry. I'm not gonna lie, I still miss my BlackBerry to this day. If they come out with another version of the BlackBerry, I'm getting that thing. I like it. I like it. Uh, I don't know. It was just like phones.
Yeah.
It was good, but the sidekick was. What's T? What's the comment? The wedding. I don't understand that one.
Oh, at the wedding, I was saying at the wedding we gonna see who can dance and who can't.
Oh,
Oh yeah, that would be a good time.
There you have it. There you have it.
There it goes.
I'm gonna be on
You
as
hear that?
well.
You hear that, Ma? Right? You pops. Yeah, we gotta see who got the moves.
Mama ain't got no knees no more. She can't
You
dance
know
no more.
what? You
I love
believe
my
it?
mama.
I thought it was her hip. We talk about her knees.
I know her. I know when I saw when she lost in it.
She did get some knee surgery. I remember helping her with that. But
Yeah.
Yeah, that was when you helped her. That was her Achilles. You know what I'm saying?
No,
She
that
got the
was the
left.
knee, babe. I
That wasn't
remember
the,
that.
that wasn't the knee, babe.
All right.
That was her Achilles. Hey man, cause I know about my mama.
Well, we gonna see.
We're gonna see. But mama, I'm just saying, my mama Frankenstein right now. She can't dance right now.
Yes, she can.
She all upper body. All upper
You
body.
all upper body.
What?
Yes. Babe. You know when you dance, it's all upper body. I love you though. I love every piece of you. Here we go, y'all.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
I mean, I just want to know
How you gonna like no? Don't.
Huh?
How you gonna say I'm all upper body, man?
You do the upper body thing. I mean, you'll do like the, you gotta sway. That's what you do. Oh.
No, it's like we get off it. I would have done that.
Oh, I guess I got to see your moves at the wedding too.
Oh, I'm gonna show you
Yeah.
dance machine. Okay. Now, in my 2 moves. Oh yes.
You do got the two moves.
I got 2 good moves. Yes.
Yeah.
I got 2 good moves and I got a 2-step. You gotta have
Everybody
Same
do
one.
not have a two-step. Oh
you
my
right.
God. You
I
should
got
have
me
saw, you should have saw they were trying to teach Josiah how to two-step. Oh my God. He was just it's like, son, slow down. Jesus, find the beat.
nah,
Find the beat.
Josiah got the crazy legs. But nah, I got a nice little 2-step. I can sway, you know what I'm saying? And I got a couple of moves.
Okay.
I just don't do it all the time because my thing is this.
Yeah.
I'm older. And
Okay.
no, I know me. Like I'm not in my 20s.
Okay.
You can cut loose at a wedding now. That's
No,
what you cut
my
loose.
legs be hurting. Like you go dancing, my legs are gonna be hurting. Like
Your
I'm thinking
legs
about
or your knees?
It's worth it. It's so worth it.
Both.
I'm gonna
Both.
say because my knees. What the next day?
It's so
Like
worth
I'm not
it.
trying to do. No, it's
If
not.
the,
It's
if
not.
the DJ is good, come on, y'all.
I'm not trying to hurt.
If the DJ is good,
I'm thinking
it is
about
so-
recovery.
It is so
Now that night while I'm dancing, as long as the alcohol is flowing,
The libation.
because that next day,
if the DJ is good, everybody know. Okay, when you come from dancing, when you get back home, take you some ibuprofen or take you some Tylenol. Everybody know that.
Nobody take it. Never mind.
Everybody.
I'll drink my water and go to bed.
Right, because my thing is, it depends on what you're partaking in. Because if I've been
A lot of them
partaking,
you can't take after you that
you
had
can't take after you done
refresh
took some
drinks.
other stuff.
Well,
I'm trying to wake up in the morning, huh?
Have you some turmeric and keep it moving.
You know what?
Get you some turmeric pills.
You can't take all the other.
You know, try to help out that inflammation.
The chirp, see? Oh,
Oh my
the dying alive.
Oh Lord, Ma, you talking about the alcohol pouring? You know what?
See, I wasn't a now. I didn't like the razor. I hated the razor.
I like the razor.
I hated it. And a lot of
I wasn't a
people
fan of the BlackBerry.
what is wrong with y'all?
That was like a calculator, one of scientific ones.
I think the phone.
I give you that one.
I think the phone that I have now is probably my favorite. Honestly.
Although you trying to upgrade it.
Absolutely, but it's just for another iPhone. But I do like the iPhone. The camera is great. You know, the video. So much you can do on it. I haven't even discovered it all yet.
The only time I would go to an iPhone if Samsung stops making phones.
And I hope that you come on over because I got to sit here and find ways to reach you. Come on over.
Can I since we got the people still on?
Step into the light, Caroline.
Can I talk about it? I know you don't want to talk about this.
What?
I do want to talk about it. Just
What
because
is
it's
it?
trending.
Oh God, I know what you're about to say. I'm over here. No.
Can we talk about Kevin Gates real quick?
Allegedly.
Oh Lord.
Ain't no allegedly. That's camera. That's video footage. Ain't no allegedly.
I don't even. It's not even Kevin Gates that need to be talked about. Okay, let's start there. It's not him. No.
You know, no, I think it is. I think it's both of them. It's both of them. Because all right, for one, before we get into this, for those who don't know, Kevin Gates is is an artist or rapper. I don't know what you call. I don't want to call these people rappers. No more.
Artists. Let's keep it at
Yeah, let's go with an artist. He's a performer. And
what? Sorry, Mom's going over the iPhones, y'all.
Yes, see, you have a choice. And so, so the performer, he called up this young lady to the stage who wound up being pregnant. And sorry, this is gonna sound real nasty, but that's what he did. He spit in her mouth. Not only did he spit in her mouth, she swallowed it.
Babe.
She did.
All right.
Okay, so my thing is, for one, for you, I don't know. Something wrong with both of y'all. For why you got the idea just to why you calling somebody on the stage to do that?
That's so nasty.
That's Kevin Gates. That's why I said I don't even question him.
Who is he actually? Like
he's known. He's just his lyrics fit what he does on stage. Like that's just Kevin Gates. That's why I said I questioned that young lady's morals. It's not him. He's an entertainer. He's gonna do it.
I kind of get like, but yeah, her. Then my thing is, you're pregnant, woman. Huh? So yeah. But I got y'all. No, I'm dancing. We're gonna dance at the wedding. We celebrating.
We are celebrating.
But no, that whole situation. For one, it's just disgusting.
It really is.
Yeah, I don't blame these celebrities.
You don't? How? What?
Because they only gonna do what these fans allow them to do, and y'all, a lot of these fans, this is what they want from these celebrities, just to say, "Oh, Kevin Gates spit in my mouth."
Because then, what you gonna do next when people are like, "Hey, I want you to R. Kelly me live on the stage," and you just
they gonna do it.
Ew. That's so nasty.
I can't. This stuff is getting out of control. Like what? Um,
Another life lesson. I'm gonna get back to that.
life lesson is
Another
don't let nobody spit on you. Jesus.
Texas Instrument.
Oh, the scientific calculator. Y'all
The
remember that?
calculator, man. She
I
was
know
coming
it.
into the calculator.
Oh, I was
Yeah,
gonna say another life lesson.
T983.
I had one of those. But another life lesson I would say is don't be afraid to go after your dreams. Like if you want a business, get you a business. If you want to be an entrepreneur, be an entrepreneur. Um, even with our kids, we're considering putting our kids in business classes. And we tell them you're going to be a homeowner. We are, we're not doing the whole rental thing. You're just going to get you a house. You're going to buy you a home. Um, you're going to have a business.
They actually about to start a business now.
They
I
actually
think
are about to start one now.
kids
So,
having
yeah.
a business at an early age, I'm 100% for that.
Yeah. Like, so I would just simply say to allow your children to explore. Another thing I learned too, I got this from my hairdresser. The girl started wanting all this different color hair. And I was kind of like, man, should I do it? And she was like, well, I mean, would you rather they do it now or when they're older? And I was like, you know what? I'd rather they have the pink hair now. I'm not saying nothing is wrong with pink hair when you're of an older age. However, I'm just saying, unless you are on a star status, you can't be out there looking like a unicorn talking about you about to do business. I don't know who you're going to do business with. That's all I'm saying. I could be wrong.
No, you do.
So I let them explore with hair colors now. So like if they blue, purple, whatever, I just let them do it now. So they, I don't, so they're not 25 talking about I want pink, green, and highlighter hair. And I'm not knocking those who do. That's your business. I'm just saying for our kids.
Okay. I see you, T.
I ain't saying nothing about that.
You know,
Uh-uh.
all you eat in front of the people, baby.
It's
You're
I'm
always hungry, baby.
no, I am not always hungry. Okay. It is 9:37. Oh, he's a rapper.
He's a performer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't call that rap. That crap ain't rap. I can't. That's not rap. It's not.
Oh gosh.
That is not. But I don't know. It's so much going on. Like, can I switch it up a little bit, guys? Just a tad bit.
Oh Lord.
What?
Go ahead, Jeff. What
Okay,
you
what
got?
you do, baby?
How I do what I do?
Do what you do.
Cause we have learned a lot, but I do kind of want to. Ronnie said we was talking the other night, and Ronnie brought up we was talking about some things, and you know what? It just came back across my mind, and I was just like, I want to ask the people. You still on TikTok? Maybe TikTok can help us out too.
No, I'm actually about to start Instagram, but go ahead.
What is? Well, go ahead and cue it up real quick.
Cue it up. All right.
Cue it up because I want to wait. I'm gonna wait just a second because I really want to answer to this.
All right.
What's up?
Instagram.
What's up, Instagram? Satchel POV. We live. You can catch the whole episode at the Satchel POV on YouTube.
The link is in the bio.
Yes. So, question for y'all. Please, let us know. What is this high value man?
Oh, yeah.
And what is a high value woman? I'm
That's
really
a great question. So, what is a high value man and what is a high value woman?
Can y'all please explain that to me?
That's a good one. That's a good question. We've heard that lately.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I hate the terminology.
Anybody out there want to comment? Like, what is that in your opinion, or have you heard of it?
Can y'all please? Can somebody, Ronnie, do you know what that is, or somebody?
I have never even
like.
Because that's the thing. Because people are seeking high value men and women, and people are like, "Oh, I'm a high value, so I can't." I'm not going to stoop down to that. You have to come up to my level. I don't get me started. Like, well, I'm
This
going.
just sounds like one of those delusional things that people come up with because it's always a clash. Like, you got so many quote unquote high value people. People see themselves as high value, right? But y'all are seeking high value people. But it's who is determining who is high value? Like,
Yeah.
What
like you
makes you
said,
high
what is
value?
that even? What is that?
Yeah, because that's got to be based on perspective. Because I'm like,
Right.
everybody's perspective of value is different, and everybody's perspective of like what's a high. I don't know. That's kind of. I think it's hard to make that general.
Well, that's what I'm saying because people are saying, "Oh, I'm a high value this, I'm a high value." But my thing is, what are we? What makes you high
Sounds
value?
like material.
Right? Because it's like, so are you saying you are a high value person because what? Because you make a certain amount of money? And then my thing is, if it's because you make a certain kind of money, then what's
That's
the
like
limit?
status, though. That's a certain status. So you're of a certain financial status that makes you high value. Is that-
Not to me, because you can make so much money per year, but still be in debt. Like
You can. That's true.
that means nothing.
I guess my thing it would be like, what is your standard of high value? I guess that's different based on the person.
Uh,
Yeah, I would say I never even heard of that. So
you never heard of that?
I haven't until you said it to me. I was like,
Stop playing it.
I have not. Like I've heard of having a high standard, but not being a high value man or woman.
mm-mm.
That's
So,
new to me.
so there's. I'll say this. There's. I'll go for the woman perspective real quick. There's guys who do it also, but I'm going to do it from the female perspective. Uh, there's females who are looking for what they consider high value men,
Hmm.
which are these millionaire, multimillionaire people. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be you got to be a millionaire status for this. And multi. You all
Yeah, I'm
right?
just
Okay.
trying to.
Okay. So you got to be at that level. Like, oh, you're a millionaire. You got your business. You got, you know what I'm saying? You have, I guess, some kind of status, I guess.
That's class. Well, that's
But
class.
but these women aren't in the same status, or they
No,
are.
no, not at all.
See what I mean? This makes absolutely no sense.
What about Jada and Will? Are you talking about them being separated for 7 years, but they're still married? Like I was watching.
Well, or would they be considered high value? I don't know. Are you
Are
talking
they
about?
considered? Let me see. Yeah, they've been separated
Yeah,
since
Hmm.
2016, but they're still legally married.
yes. That that's part of marriage. But my thing is, one, their whole thing is,
It's different.
I don't count Hollywood marriages. I'm sorry, that's me. That's
It's different, and I think it's really hard to kind of pass judgment or like just to even have an opinion about it because who really knows the whole story? You know what I mean?
correct.
Hmm.
Who really
I mean,
knows?
we think we knew the whole story this time, and look what's coming out.
Listen,
So,
more and more keeps coming out.
Right.
I'm
There's
just,
always more to the story.
it's
So
a,
who?
that's a whole movie. Like,
Yeah, for
man,
sure. It's a book. That's a book.
and that's probably what
But I think
they're making.
she's about to release a book. So
Exactly. Hollywood stuff. They make money off of all of that stuff. Anyway,
I mean, someone once said that your pain can make you money.
it will
So
if you do it right.
absolutely.
hmm
But anybody out there, nobody, can somebody please tell me?
I don't think I think that's new, babe. I really think that's something new they came up with.
I don't think it's not that new.
It does, because I was like,
Oh,
I'm gonna take it back for the 99 and 2000. I mean, because last I heard was Scrubs. Like, don't nobody want no Scrubs.
Okay, man, you're way.
What?
That's way old.
And then if you go before Scrubs, there was Bums. Like nobody wants, But this high value thing, I don't.
Everybody's chasing the bag right now, man. That's what it's
But
all
my
about.
thing is, if you're chasing a bag, it's nothing wrong with that. But just do that. Chase the bag, not somebody else's bag.
Now they're chasing somebody else's bag because they
No,
got a
because
bag.
I am a very big advocate for, and this is outside of a marriage context. but I'm real big on secure your own bag. If you want a particular lifestyle, you want a particular home, you want a particular car, you don't have to lean on some or depend on somebody to get that for you. Like you can get out there, you can get it yourself.
But I think, let's see, that's gonna start.
Because that used to, let me see. Per Kevin Samuels, a HBM is
High value man.
oh, per Kevin Samuels, a high value man is a man who has resources and has the respect of his peers, who also has the best options to pick a mate.
Thank you, T. I see,
Oh,
Brian.
we got a comment over here. Hey, Brian. He said she already dropped the book. Okay,
They'd already dropped the book.
so she already dropped the
Making
book.
money.
There you
See,
go.
but there you go. So high value man. I like this. This. Well, put that on the screen for the people.
Sure, we're gonna put it up here so everybody can see.
For everybody to see.
There you go.
Per Kevin Samuels, rest in peace. A high value man is a man who has resources and has the respect of his peers, who also has the best options to pick a mate. Mm.
I think they should really say. To me, that statement is really saying if you got money, you got the best options.
They're saying if you are in a certain yes.
If you're of a certain class.
Yes, that right.
Let me do this.
Yeah.
Let me put it out there. Like we put like Shamar Moore. Everybody loves Shamar Moore.
I did.
You did. Fast sense.
Yeah, I had to switch him out for The Rock. Huh?
Yeah.
I switched that out. All right.
What we're saying is he has status. He has money. And he has his pick of women. He can choose. Well, that's what people feel like. He can choose whoever he wants to have.
No
Okay, and I get that.
All right.
But where
Sorry.
if he has the pick to a mate, right?
Wait a minute. Stop it right there. You see this, Roddy? Do you see this?
What?
A high value woman, also the manosphere is fit, feminine, and submissive. So it's but yet the man is someone who has resources and the respect of his peers. They have the best options to pick me. Wait, see what I'm saying? This is about to take me another way. No, go ahead, let's go.
So fit, feminine, and submissive.
Right.
So that's what makes a high value a woman.
Because you look a certain way.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, that word right there makes me mad. What is feminine?
I mean, like, what are you really saying?
It's the opposite.
It's
the opposite of masculine.
It's like, what is fit? You know what I'm saying? Because let me say,
you know what fit means.
No, because I'm just saying, like, every small body isn't healthy, nor is every big body.
We're saying they said fit. They didn't say small. They said fit. You can be thick and fit.
You can be thick and fit. I'm just saying.
I like me a little meat, huh? No,
I'm just saying.
We about to end the show, dog. Don't play with me.
It's not new.
No.
It's new to me.
I try to tell y'all.
I'm saying is that's like feminine.
I never really listened to Kevin Samuel. Like, I heard people talk about him, and I heard some of the things per people that he has said. I mean, he wasn't somebody that I followed. So
okay.
My thing was like this. Was he a little to the left sometimes, a little to the right sometimes? Yes. But his premise for a lot of things were kind of spot on. I'm not going.
Right.
But this just sounds.
There's a lot of things I agree with that he said.
Because it's saying like, oh, well, a man who has resources and the respect of his peers, he's got the best options to pick a mate. But then when it comes to the woman, it's just like if she's fit, feminine, and submissive. Like
now, mind you, these are only high value men and women.
Yeah.
I mean, so she doesn't. What else? Shouldn't she have some more things to offer other than, you know, her physical body and like I'm not like that just seems so traditional.
What do you mean by that?
It just seemed kind of like that whole, you know, look cute but be quiet. You know, you don't.
I mean,
need-
but too,
Nobody
I'm
says
just.
that.
I'm saying how it comes
Where
across.
you get that? That doesn't say
I'm
nothing
saying
like
how
that.
it comes across to me.
if you look at these millionaires and celebrities, to be honest, the males who were more than likely fit in the high value male role, their wives are actually fit, feminine, and submissive.
That part. And that, do you think any less of their wives? No.
No, but I also noticed when they begin to do certain ventures or when they begin to do things on their own, and all of a sudden the marriage breaks apart.
Well, because some people get the big head when they start making their own money.
And then some people just can't handle not being the only one that's being seen and not being the only one that's making moves.
I agree with the statement, but I don't fully agree with it. But I'm just saying, because look at this. When you're, I think nobody wants to do the teamwork.
But that
No.
don't sound like a team to me.
No, it is. Because my thing is this: you have the pot. Like it's just like you have positive and negative. Opposites attract. You need somebody to be the positive. You need somebody to be the negative. Right? My thing is this: if you got somebody masculine, then you need somebody feminine. You got somebody strong. You need somebody to have a weakness. Like it, you have to match. Like
What
it
about
has to mix.
what's feminine?
Feminine. That's a good
Like, I mean, okay, for instance, let's look at LeBron. Look at his wife.
Mm-hmm.
You've never seen her not in her, like, I mean, the feminine to me, it just speaks for itself when it comes to feminine. Like, you can tell, matter of fact, that goes back into what we were talking about the other night, that, like, she's not, when she is presenting herself, she has a certain way. Like, you never heard anybody speak bad about how his wife dressed, how she presents herself, how she comes out the house. That's feminine. Like, some guys, like, won't accept nothing else. You step out the house, you're gonna look a certain way. But
yeah, you're gonna look like a lady.
that falls into that category, and the women know this is what is accepted and what is not.
That's their role. That's what they're. That's what
right.
They're signing
Not
up
saying
for.
they don't have other attributes, because his wife does things on the side. They don't clash.
Yeah, she do. But
a lot of them are like that.
Who don't clash.
But they don't clash because she's not seeking the spotlight.
Right.
She established.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's what going back to the opposite of what you were saying. You were saying like, oh, this person's trying. My thing is when you're trying to be like, we both don't need to be like trying to press at the same time. I need support. If both of us pressing, who got my back? And vice versa. My thing is like, I don't care whether it's the male or the female. Whoever get the bag, get the bag. Do your thing. I'm going to support you. When you start to plateau, and hopefully you keep going up, but everybody gets to a point where you start to stagnate. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and do my thing. I'm going to shoot my shot. And you support me. Everybody can't be the number two person.
I guess I don't understand how the whole having respect of his peers, like, how does that make you happy?
You're a respectable.
So you're an influencer? Like,
you are. You have influence of different people, yes.
Okay.
Like that's what makes you have value, because you have access to other resources now. Which is
right.
People are a resource.
And I get it where he's coming from. Like, a man's status is important.
It is.
It is. I guess I just want more.
More what?
I guess I just want more. Something else highlighted for the female besides, how she looks.
But that nothing says what she looks like, man. Nothing. None of that says
fit.
Fit. What's wrong with being fit? You want to be fit.
Of course.
Okay, you're fit. What's that? What is that, man? Read it out loud for the people.
Says Kevin Samuels, Andrew Tate, Fresh and Fit, Poor Man's Podcast, all discuss these things.
They do. Okay, so let me think. Okay. I'm sorry. Fresh and Fit. That's tough. That's tough to, even as a dude, that's tough to watch. It is. Kevin Samuels, I peeked in for a minute, and yeah, it's a couple of. I feel like they're a little one sided towards the men these podcasts, but people watch them. So
That's all I'm trying to say. It just seems kind of like, for instance, I'm like, I want both of us to be fit. I want both of us to have access to resources. I want both of us to be respected amongst our peers. Like those are things that I think goes both ways.
but I think you get that. My thing is this: when you talk about the high value man and high value woman,
Yeah.
I feel like y'all both can have that when you have these two dynamics.
So there
When
has
you
to be two opposite dynamics. I'm asking.
yes, to be whole, yes.
Okay.
I feel like that's your daughter. So
The kids
it's
are singing in the background.
so I feel like somebody has to be strong, somebody has to be weak. Somebody has to be the leader, somebody has to be the supporter.
But they're flip flops, right?
It can change, and sometimes it doesn't. Some people like being number two. Some people like being Scottie Pippen. Everybody can't be Michael Jordan because
I
everybody.
thought Scottie Pippen was pretty good.
Scottie Pippen was very good. Nobody's. Scottie Pippen is great, but my thing is he's not Michael Jordan. But my thing is this: Jordan wasn't going to win those rings without Pippen, and that's what we miss. People feel like just because they're number two, they're not important. They are. Jordan couldn't do it by himself, and that's what it's okay to be support. That's all I'm saying. People get the big head because they be like, "Oh, well, I'm just as good." And you saw what happened to Pippen when he tried to do it on his own.
I don't know. I'm just saying,
It
like,
didn't
you
work.
always say that you support me, you support what I do. I support you and I support what you do. But you don't know that is that's not always a thing with some in some relationships. Sometimes it's just one sided.
Well, because some people are selfish, and some people's egos are just so big that they can't handle not being the center of attention. That's that. No, what's it?
Narcissistic.
Thank you.
Mhm.
That's that. I don't. I'm not that person. My thing is this: if we're really a team,
Yeah.
because I don't do the whole partner marriage thing. Partner is 50-50. I don't believe in 50-50 in marriage. We're a team. We win together, we lose together. So my thing is, if we're a
Wait a
team,
minute.
what
Did I agree with that?
you did.
I think I stumbled over that part.
Well, you stumbled or not, you still said it. So, but my thing is this: if we're a team, it doesn't matter who scores.
Yeah, we win.
We still win. Like
Yeah,
you know what
for
I'm saying? Like
sure. For sure.
so, my thing is we win together.
Yeah.
And so if the light is on you,
Yeah.
then let it be you. I'm cool. I don't feel my thing is people get in their feelings and be like, oh well, you less of a man because your woman making more money than you.
What difference does that make?
If we're sharing the money, like
Whatever happened to just the bills being paid and we're building and we're investing and
but what?
like we're growing. We have assets. That's what really matters. Yeah.
No, I'm just saying. I think in our society, especially in America, we allow money to dictate who's in control of the marriage. Because whoever makes the most money is the person that is in charge because they can dictate what happens because they make the money. And I disagree with that.
I think people need to realize that you can't control a person and that like people do are gonna do what they do and it's not your place to control the other person. You can suggest, you can speak your piece or all of that, but you can't.
You can't. But T just said something. Can you put that up? Which I
It
totally agree with. Read it for the people.
says a man can actually gain more status because of how his lady treats him. True, true.
And that's the part right there because like they said, you can tell how relationships are going. You can tell how relationships are going and how we react to one another.
Yeah.
And so when we're acting a certain kind of way, like if you respond to me a certain kind of way or I respond to you a certain kind of way, then that's how we're you can tell you that, oh. Oh, she don't respect him, or he doesn't respect her.
Hmm.
They not vibing. Like nobody's gonna. But that's where the peers coming at. Hmm. Oh, okay. So yeah. So I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot. What you got to say, Ronnie?
Yeah, all right.
Oh, nothing. I agree with that statement.
I feel like I was rambling for a minute.
Mm-mm. I agree with that.
Hmm. I guess the thing that really gets me is just like who, you know, how do you become a high value man or a high value woman? Like who gives you that stamp of approval?
You put yourself in that
You put
status.
yourself there. Okay.
No, really, because like people will start that people will put their that status on you.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
once they see that you have a certain amount of money and stuff like that.
Crimson Cure Pink Book Lessons. Melanie King discussed these things from a female point of view. Okay.
Yeah, I know about Melanie King. Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with being submissive. There's nothing wrong with being feminine, and there's certainly nothing wrong with being fit. You know what I mean?
What?
I
What's
guess
the but? What's the but?
I guess my butt always is. I don't know. I'm always reminded of the men who try to lord stuff over you and try to use force for you to submit. That's all.
I get that. See, but I try not to look at that because there's always bad examples. Because I look at the women who have manipulated men for years, and I look at the women like I think there's always a good and bad. Because there's women who will get with men and then just to get to a certain status so they can go ahead and divorce them and they can get half and they're happy with just getting half of what they got.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because here's the thing: as much as we want equality, we say everything's equal. It's not
It's
because
not. I
my thing
don't
is
know if that's
unless you're in a
okay.
celebrity relationship, a dude is not getting half from a woman. A
Yeah.
man's not like I'm not saying that it doesn't happen. It's rare that a man's going to get spousal support unless you're in a high value relationship. You're not getting that. But if you're a female, you're getting alimony, you're getting support, you're getting you know what I'm saying like, and you expect for a man to do those things. So it's uh, just,
I think that's it.
it's never equal. That's all I'm saying. It's never equal. And so with that, I think you know I think we're about done for the night.
Oh yes.
Oh yes.
Oh yes. We're done.
Any words for the people, babe? Since you're oh yes, because you were so ready to go earlier.
I mean, that was 2 hours ago. That part. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
We're a 3 hour show, baby.
Oh no, we not.
We are.
We are not. Absolutely not. If you would like to continue, I'm not gonna stop you. You go ahead.
No, I didn't say we were doing that tonight. I'm just saying we're a
I'm
3 hour
gonna go to the sideline. The side. But no,
start doing segments and kicking you
I
out for
did
a segment. Huh?
watch your terminology. All I'm saying is, I think for life lessons, I guess my thing is, like I said, be yourself and just like don't be fearful.
Be fearful of what?
Um, don't be fearful to do the things that might not be acceptable. You know, don't be fearful to do what no one else is doing. If you've got like an idea or something that you want to do, but you don't see it, you don't see anybody else doing it, so what? Do it anyway. You know what I mean? Um, I was also thinking today, there's a difference between being afraid and being fearful. That's what I was thinking about earlier today.
What's the difference? It's not the same
Um,
thing.
being you can, I think you can be afraid of a thing and still go forth. But when you're fearful, it's almost like you're paralyzed and you don't move forward.
I can go with that.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like when people be like, "Do it scared." Like if you're, it's one thing to be afraid. Like being you know, I'm not a big fan of heights, but I still do roller coasters. Um,
Mm-mm.
I'm not a big fan of talking in front of people. Yet here I am. I get nervous. You know what I'm saying? I still, but now my nerves are kind of like in formation. So I was like, there's a difference between being afraid and being fearful. When you're fearful of a thing, you're not doing it at all. You are just stuck like Chuck. You like, you know what I mean? It's almost like fear paralyzes.
Okay.
But that's all I got. Thank y'all.
Okay. T, I see what you're saying. Submission isn't necessary servitude. But no, here we go. Can I add to that real
Okay.
quick?
What?
Because I feel like we should be serving each other. And I know that sounds,
Yeah. Is that not
I know a lot of people are not going to agree with that, but for real, that's what we're here to help one another.
for sure?
Like you're helping me out, I'm helping you out. I have something to give to you, you have something to give to me. One another. So servitude is actually what you are offering. Both of y'all are offering. It's not a male female thing. It's a both thing. Like it's for both of us to do
Yeah.
for our spouse. So go ahead. What?
Right. No, I was gonna say I feel like sometimes we just like we y'all. I don't want to say relationships are easy, but I feel like we try to put so much into like what a relationship should look like, what it should be. Like you said, because like with the submission, and I think that should be natural on both sides. Like I'm with you. Like we both should be here for each other. I don't feel like that's just something that even has to be discussed. Like if you're with somebody who's not, and it's just my opinion,
Go ahead.
that is not matching what you're giving out, like you deserve better. It's somebody out there that's going to treat you exactly how you would treat them. You don't have to settle.
Right. I agree.
Like I see a lot of people, male and female, just put up with a lot. I don't know if it's just to be with somebody or say you're with somebody, but you should not be begging nobody to treat you right, to treat you how you treat them. Like, no, that's not normal. That's not healthy.
I agree. I agree. So I guess my thing is,
Go for it.
you know,
Hmm.
um, I don't- it's so much because especially when it comes to relationships, I don't think people really. For one, I think people go into relationships not knowing who they are, and I think
Hmm.
that's the biggest part. And you don't know who you are until you get to that certain place, and like until you start to experience somebody, and then you be like, "Well, I don't like this. I don't like that." Like you don't take time to learn who you are, and I think that's what we're missing these stages in life.
You have something on your face.
Oh,
So I feel like we don't go through the proper stages in life, which is we go from being an adolescent. Your daughter is singing real
Our
hard.
daughter is singing very,
Very,
very hard right now as we
I
are
have no idea what she's
as
singing,
we are wrapping up.
but I feel like we don't go through the proper stages of being children, learning being an adolescent to being a young man or woman, from being a young woman to becoming a male or a female. And when I say that is when you're becoming a male or a female, you're taking care of yourself.
Hmm.
You're learning who you are, what you want. You're taking care of your responsibilities. We're not doing that. We're not established before we go to the next step of, all right, my thing is establish yourself as an individual. Once you're established as an individual and you want to have a partner or a mate, now you qualify to have a marriage with somebody because now you got two people who are fully established as individuals coming together, and now you're trying to blend two individual people into one. I feel like, and then once you get that status, becoming a married couple, then you become parents. And I think that's the highest level you can be as a father or a mother because now you learn. You know what I'm saying? My thing is learn, live, lead.
You are now an influencer.
You learn how to be as an adolescent and a young man or woman. You learn how to be one. Then you live it. Once you done lived it, now you can lead somebody else into doing it again. I don't think we follow those steps. I feel like we're trying to become self-established by leaning on somebody else. How are you going to become self-established leaning on somebody else? Ooh, I want a relationship. Ooh, I need you. I want you. Ooh, can you buy me this? Ooh, and there's nothing wrong with getting help, but become whole first. And we got a lot of broken people getting together with broken people, and they're thinking that somebody's going to make them whole. You can't. You need 100% and 100% to make a new 100%. That 200 is a new whole. I'm just I just don't. I think people take their 40, 50% they got, and they be like, well, this person got 50%. That person's still lacking something. You can't fulfill their need. You need each other. Like my thing is, it's a lot. And with that, what we got? It says it's different for everyone. One relationship is not going to mirror others.
Certainly isn't.
Everyone's expectations aren't the same.
Very true.
They're not.
That's why you got to create your own dynamic.
You do.
You really do.
And I will say this. And I know we're done. We're wrapping up for real. But stop saying you're a ride or die if you're looking for the first time. Like as soon as something happens to Bill, that you're not a rider. I promise you. You're not a rider if you be like, oh, a real ride or die sticks through the hard times. And everybody's like, oh, I'm a rider. I'm gonna stick with somebody, and then as soon as it starts to get hard, you looking for an exit. I can't take this no more. I'm not saying you're not gonna feel that way, but a real ride or die toughs it out.
I was gonna say perhaps what you're saying with the whole ride or die thing is a ride or die person. I guess you're saying is somebody who doesn't like comfort, who doesn't have to have comfort.
I'm not even saying that. I'm saying a ride or die person is loyal to the end, no matter what. They're gonna run into the wheels fall off. I feel like if you know what I'm saying, I'll say it like this. Like even with us, and just taking a small snippet because I'm not gonna share my business, huh? We already talked about that. But we're gonna we've been through some stuff, and we've been in some very tough financial places, and you had every right to leave, and you didn't. You stuck with it. Not saying you didn't want to leave. Not even gonna say that you didn't plan to leave, huh? That's not the truth. But my thing is, you stuck it through. You didn't quit. And I feel like when it comes to relationships, somebody has to give up. Like being honest, somebody like for a relationship for a marriage not to work, somebody has to quit. And so, if you're committed to making things work, no matter what it looks like, I think that's when you're a true ride or die. People say it just like we say to death do us part, but everybody don't mean it because we say these things and then as soon as something happens, oh, this person cheated. Oh, this person lied to me. Oh, this person ain't got no job no more. Oh, they got us living in a hotel. Oh, you know what I'm saying? When these things start to happen, now you ready? Well, girl, you got to leave. Boy, why you still sticking with her? Nah, a real ride or die is there to the end. So that's my final words. And with that, we're going to end this episode of the Satchel POV. We thank y'all for sticking with us for these 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Yes.
And stay tuned for the next episode. We, you know what I'm saying? We're going to make sure we do what we do. And from Ronnie to Sheila to me, Jeff, thank you again for watching. And thank you for letting us share our point of view with you. Good night, guys.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.